Yes, I would agree with her that if you look at our framework, we have defined 5 attributes that we think healthy democracies should have. And indeed, fundamental rights and rule of law is part of that conceptualization of democracy. It's actually a little bit broader than just human rights and rule of law. We look at the first attribute is representative government, so that's often what people mostly associate with democracies is free and fair elections and freedom of political parties to compete for power. Then we look at fundamental rights, and there we actually have a very broad conception of human rights, where we look not just at civil and political liberties, but we also look at access to justice and social rights and equality. For example, gender equality and even social group equality. So how different social groups have access to political power. That's also an important element of our framework. Then we look at checks on government, which links into the rule of law, but it's a little bit broader. So there we look at formal checks on government, judicial independence, and also the effectiveness of parliaments in scrutinizing government power. But we also look at the role of the media in scrutinizing government power, because we think that informal checks on governments are also important to hold governments to account. Then we look at impartial administration, and that's also a little bit broader than the rule of law. We also look at absence of corruption there and how predictable public authority enforcement is. And then the fifth element that we think are important for healthy democracies also are a little bit broader than what Sarah mentioned. We look at citizen participation. And there, for us, it's important for citizens to participate both through informal channels, for example, through civil society organizations, but also through formal political processes, such as elections, both at the national level and at the local level.